Hi, I'm Corey from Crust AI. In this video, we'll explore how to link multiple Crust AI snippets together and navigate between them. This is a powerful way to create more robust and interactive applications using your snippets. For our demonstration, we are going to build a simple student portal. Imagine a place where each student can log in to see their personal school information, their grades, and a list of their exams. So, to get started, we've already set up a single item snippet for the student profile and a multi-item list snippet for the exams. Our main goal here is to navigate from the student's profile snippet directly to their exams snippet. Now, navigation in Crust AI is achieved by triggering an Airtable button from your starting snippet. And we'll call this the origin snippet. Clicking this button will then navigate the user to your destination snippet or the target snippet. So to begin, let's open up Crust AI Snippet Builder and then go to our exams snippet, which in this case is our target snippet. I'll click the Get Shareable URL button to copy its web address. After acquiring the target snippet URL, our next step is to add a button in our origin snippet, the student profile snippet, that will perform this navigation. So let's head over to the Airtable and open our students table, which is the basis for our student profile snippet. Here, we'll add a new field, and we'll choose the field type to be a button, and let's name it Navigate to Exams. For the button's action, we'll keep it as Open URL. Now, in the URL formula section, we need to paste the URL of our target snippet, the exams snippet URL that we just copied a second ago. Remember to put double quotes around the URL to make the formula valid. Now, after adding this button field in Airtable, we need to update our origin snippet, the student profile snippet, so it displays this new button. To add this button to the snippet, we can refresh the builder to ensure that it sees the new field, and then use a simple prompt. I'll type something like add the navigate to exams button, and when clicked, navigate to its URL. Crust AI will now regenerate the snippet to include our new button. And there it is. We can now see a button, likely labeled something like View Exams, that has been added to our student profile snippet. Let's test if this basic navigation is working. So we'll get the shareable URL of this student profile snippet and open it in a new browser tab. Now let's click the View Exams button. And as expected, we are taken directly to the exams snippet. However, notice that as we mentioned earlier, the exams snippet is currently displaying all the exams records from our table. We want to restrict this snippet so that it only presents the exams belonging to the current student. To achieve this, we need to add permissions to our exams snippet. We covered permissions in detail in a previous video. So if you'd like a deeper dive into how permissions work inside of Crust AI, feel free to check out that tutorial. For this video, I'll assume that you have some familiarity with permissions, so I'll go through the setup relatively quickly. First, we need to decide which field will control our permissions. In our scenario, the student's email address seems like a good choice for the permission field. So let's create a lookup field in our exams table. This field will pull the linked student's email from the student's table inside of our exams table, making it accessible for permissions. This field will be called email from student. Now, back inside of the exams snippet builder inside of Crust AI, we'll define a user-based permission. We'll base this permission on the email from the student field that we just looked at. And after setting that up, I'll click Apply Permission. This permission setup means that the snippet will now only show exams where the linked student's email matches a specific value that we provide. Now, let's look at the shareable URL once again. If we copy a direct magic URL, which you can find near the View As dropdown after permissions are applied, and open it in a new tab, we can see that our base URL structure looks similar to before, but with an important addition. The URL now includes a P URL parameter. Now, this P parameter stands for permission, and this is what allows us to automatically provide the permission value when the snippet loads, bypassing the access required screen that the permission snippet usually presents if the value isn't provided. The value that comes after the P equals in the URL needs to be the permission value we want to filter by. In our case, this is the student's email address, as that's what we used to filter the exams snippet. So let's copy this new link that includes the P parameter. Now we'll go back to our students table inside of Airtable and we'll edit the configuration of our Navigate to Exams button field. We'll replace the previous snippet URL with this new URL that contains the P URL parameter. Crucially though, instead of a hard-coded email address after the P equals, we need to make this dynamic. We'll use a basic Airtable formula to construct the permissions URL with the actual email address from the email field of the current student record. Now, for each student record, clicking on the Navigate to Exams button will direct us to the exams snippet, and it will automatically pass the correct student's email as the permission parameter. This ensures that each student only sees their own exams. Let's try this out and let's see how it works. Let's open up Ethan's student profile snippet inside of a new tab. Now, let's go ahead and click on the View Exams button. And as you can see, we are now viewing only Ethan's exams, not the exams of all the students like we saw before the permissions were applied. And that there is how you can implement snippet navigation inside of Crust AI and use permissions to make sure that each viewer only sees the data that they are authorized to access. This combination allows you to build much more complex and personalized applications using snippets. If you haven't watched any of our previous videos, specifically on permissions, I highly encourage you to do so to get a more thorough understanding of that powerful feature. Thank you for joining me, and we can't wait to see what robust applications you'll build by linking snippets together. See you next time.